Hey guys, it's Bigrat310 with his smoker's voice. Nah, I don't smoke, unfortunately. Nah. I don't smoke. It's really cold down here. I got a cold and I lost my voice all at the same time. So now I have this, whatever the hell this is. Please forgive me. I'm not feeling so well. I don't know why I'm making a video, but I am. Just to do this very quickly, because I promised you I could give you guys the reviews. Arena Warfare, World War II. I've been watching these shows for a while now, a long ass while. I've been watching this show since like 3 weeks ago. So excuse me if I don't remember much about everything. Some of the stuff is kind of a blur, but I'll do my best. Tag Team Scramble. Dunn and Marcos versus Homicide and Reyes versus Jason Blade and Mikaze versus the Briscoes. I'm doing this show first, by the way. This is, by the way, ROH's debut in the ECW arena in the Milestone series. This match was pretty fun. Nice little spotting action match. Had a decent, not much of a story to it, but there's still some decent wrestling here. Obviously, the Briscoes showed their high-flying skills. Sorry, I don't remember much about the match, to be honest. I do remember I gave 3.25 stars. Let's get Jimmy Yang versus Roderick Strong. This match kind of disappointed me. I expected a little more from it. But I still thought it was pretty decent. 2.75 stars. I thought they could have went a little longer. Whitmer versus Necro Butcher and nothing really happened. It was kind of like just an 8-second fight before they got pulled apart. Aries versus Sydal. Again, a bit of a disappointment. 3.25 stars. You know, I thought it could have been a lot better, but I don't know. For some reason, it just didn't go as well as I thought it would. I thought it would be a lot better. Yeah, whatever. Still a pretty good match. 3.25 stars. You know, I'm sorry, I don't remember much about the show at all. But next we have Irish Airborne versus Rinauro and Tony Mamaluke. This match was pretty okay, 2.5 stars. I do not remember it at all. I am so sorry. You're gonna have to work with me here. I saw this show 2 weeks ago. I thought it was fun for what it lasted, I think. Next we get to the match of the night. Shelley versus Bryan Danielson. This was amazing. 4 stars. Great action. Great technical wrestling here. And what I really liked about this match was the promos both guys cut before and mid-match, where they're both all insulting the CCW fans, saying, "You lazy bums, you don't like technical wrestling, this is a masterpiece. If you didn't like it, you fucking suck." They called out a fat guy, saying he couldn't get pussy, and then the crowd chanted, "Go in there, fat guy," because they wanted the fat guy to fight Shelley. They insulted the crowd. Bryan Danielson insulted a little girl who was sticking up the middle finger. And it was really funny. Those promos made the match. They made the match really awesome. And their match was really good too. You know, some great technical wrestling in there for what it was. Don't remember too much about it. God, I saw this show a while ago. But I do remember the promos were awesome. And I do remember I really, really enjoyed the promos. That's why this match gets 4 stars. Very good match. Very good match to watch. Next we get a very disappointing main event in Colt Cabana versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels. I was holy pissed with this match. Basically, it was Cabana and Daniels for a while, and then after someone got pinned, then Joe came out. It was a pretty pointless main event. I get that you want to establish the 3-way dance like ECW did back in the day. That's why they did this main event. But I haven't seen a lot of ECW 3-way dances. I've seen some. Did they do them where 2 people in the ring and a guy comes out? I get Joe was late, but still, that's just stupid. Just 3 people in the ring at the same time should have been the goal. If Joe was late, you should have replaced him. Simple as that. I don't think having 2 people in the ring, having them fight, and then another guy come out in a gauntlet fashion really represented the 3-way dance. Bryan, maybe you can comment on that. I don't know, but truly, I don't think this was truly what a 3-day dance should have been. And it was a pretty disappointing main event. 3 stars. And that's being very generous. This is a 2-ish star match, but for its importance, for what they were trying to establish, I give it 3. The segment afterwards was awesome. CCW and ROH had another brawl. And then 2 CCW wrestlers, I didn't know who they were, chased all the ROH wrestlers out with a fucking chainsaw. He has a chainsaw. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. They chased him out. They tied up PJ Whitmer to the ropes. Yeah, I just coughed. I didn't put my hand on my mouth. And then they painted CCW on his back while they all mocked in the ring. Sanjay Dutt was there. It was a really fun segment. I really enjoyed it. Great storyline progression. Overall, the show's kind of disappointing. You know, the title match is great, but when the second best match of the night is the opener, it's not a good thing. Although Aries Sydal was probably more of a second match. There was only 6 matches, which hurts ROH shows. They should never have 6 matches. And this is the reason why. Very disappointing main event, but the storyline progression is great. It is. I will agree with those that say it's the worst show of the Milestone series, but it does have great storyline progression and a very, very awesome title match with amazing promos. So I don't know. I'll give this a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. Around there. Maybe 7.75. Pretty good show, though. 7.75. It is a pretty enjoyable show. 7.75. Great storyline progression. Arena Warfare. Check it out. Just not for $20. Okay, next we got War of the Wire 2. This show is a Friday show, which in 2006 was not a good thing because, yes, ROH is known to, on Fridays, conserve their energy a little bit, so that way the Saturday show will come off a lot better. But in 2006, it got to the point where, Jesus Christ, they really showed lack of effort. And I'll get to that. The opener was Jimmy Jacobs versus Trik Davis. This was a pretty decent little opener. 2.5 stars, 2.25 stars. I don't remember much about this match at all either. I saw the first 2 matches weeks ago. But yeah, you know, this was a fun little match. Well, it lasted. They need Gabe, the person who's known for putting on very good openers, should have done a better job. This is something that Adam would do. Take a local talent, put him in the opener against a semi-established star. They have a match. Adam did that all the time last year, and it did not make for a very good opener, so I didn't like it when Gabe did it here. But next we get Jimmy Rave and Rinauro versus Davey Richards and Jerrelle Clark. This was pretty much just to continue the Jimmy Rave, Davey Richards feud, and this was a pretty good tag team match, 3.25 stars. I really did enjoy it. 3rd best match of the night. Fun for a while, lasted. Really had a great storyline progression here, you know, continuing the fact that Rave was mad at Sal, continuing the Jimmy Rave for Davey Richards match. It was all fun and dandy. Next, we go to the worst match of the night, Nigel McGuinness versus Colt Cabana. That's right, Nigel McGuinness in the worst match of the night. I'm going to give this 2 stars. Really, all I did was they did technical wrestling for 6 minutes. Sorry, I have a new chair. The other one broke, so I can do these decent videos again. They did wrestling for 6 minutes. And then Nigel went out and openly said what I was thinking the whole night. I can't waste all my energy. I have to fight Bryan Danielson tomorrow. So I'm just going to take a breather here, and I'm going to leave for a second. And Colt said, no, I'm not going to let you do that. And he said, come on, Colt, please. And he's like, no. And he said, please. And Colt said, no. And then, you know, the pure title, you can lose the pure title by count out. So Nigel was getting counted out, and Colt went outside, telling him, you have to get back in. Too bad. So he goes back. Colt's going to go back into the ring right when the referee's counting 18. And then Nigel hits Colt and literally puts him under the ring. I don't get that at all. I understand you hit Colt, you run in the ring, and you avoid being counted out, and you win the match. But put him under the ring, well, so he's more of a difficult time. He still has to roll over and get up. Really, he really made Colt look like such an idiot. And I don't like count out victories, and this match wasn't that good to begin with. They did nothing of note. They just did ground wrestling for 5-6 minutes. I'm going to give this match 2 stars. I really thought it could have been a lot better. I really didn't like the main event. Really didn't like the ending. Didn't like how it made Colt look. Disappointed me in so many ways. Next we had Daniels versus Matt Sydal. People shit on Christopher Daniels in 06 for not trying at all as much as he could in Ring of Honor. And this is perfect evidence of that. I thought these guys could have had a much, much better match than what they did. It was still good, but it could have been a lot better. And really, the fact that it was a Friday show and Daniels didn't try as hard as he could have to begin with really hurts it. That's why it only gets 3 stars. Still a pretty good match, you know, not bad at all by any means. And Sydal was great in here. But people crap on Daniels for saving all his energy for TNA, and I have to agree with them. That will lead me to a short Christopher Daniels rant where I think Christopher Daniels is overrated. Not going to talk about that now. Next we get Danielson versus Homicide versus Aries versus Delirious. This was a fun little match. Too short though, in my opinion. This and the next match were way too short. This could have been done a lot better. They were only given like 13 minutes, and they had to do a bunch of shit with Delirious in the beginning, so it was really only like 10 minutes. Match could have been a lot better than what I thought it would have been, but still 3.25 stars. Still pretty enjoyable for the most part. You know, I'm not going to crap on it. The title wasn't on the line, so. Next, we have the Briscoes versus Strong and Jack Evans. This was the second best match of the night. This was great. 3.5 stars. Nice, fun, fast-paced action match with a decent little story. Briscoes beat up on Jack Evans a lot. Roderick Strong comes to save him. Yada, yada, yada. Fun, second best match of the night. Really helped the show a lot, in my opinion. Nice breather. You know, again, short, only 13 minutes, but still good for what it was. And I really did enjoy it. Next, we get the main event. PJ Whitmer, Necro Butcher. This was great. 4 stars. Really graphic and gruesome and awesome. They did table barbed wire spots. They did chair spots. They did thumbtack spots. I'm not a really big fan of the ending where PJ Whitmer just hits the exploder and wins after he literally jumped off a ladder and splashed Butcher through a table. He put Butcher through thumbtacks and put Butcher through a barbed wire table. He's just going to hit an exploder and win. Didn't really like it. I mean, if you put more emphasis on it, like, exploder. No, he just kind of like grabbed him, exploded him, got the win, which hurt the match a little, but I still thought the match was very, very good. 4 stars, 7.5 out of 10. I'm out, guys. See ya.